Hi guys, and welcome back to another Let's Build episode. So guys, last time we were building up the Warriors Guild, one of my favourite buildings so far in the city of Lordsport. And of course, now if you guys are new to the channel at all, we do a lot of tutorials and time lapses just like this one. So make sure to leave a link in the card above as well as in the playlist. There's two series, there's a whole Let's Build of you guys have said about, for example, Luke Wallin said it would be cool to have an aqueduct because it's kind of a bridge between the two areas, and most of the industry needs to be and things like that. You know, a lot of this makes a lot of sense, and even as well from my good friend John T Minecraft as well saying about it. So I was like, now this does actually cut into the next area quite a lot, industrial base of Lordsport, where we're going to have lots of forges, we're going to have lots of industry, lots of things being made, being created from this, you know, this place. You know, it could be that they have materials coming in from faraway ports and they actually end up making things out of them. It makes a lot of sense, and then exporting those across the world. That's where a lot of this wealth comes from in the city. So the idea behind this aqueduct is, because we've got that kind of Roman type kind of Colosseum arena type area, this is going to be built by Nova, and then it's going to fallen over time. But not only the arena has been kept, but also this aqueduct, and I decided to go for a huge aqueduct. I wanted to have quite large carts going underneath it, and I decided to make an even bigger layer. Is actually have an inverted siphon. So that is where, think about it, if you've ever played with, I don't know, like a garden hose or anything like that, and it's got water in the end, you'll know that this ends up working. But of course, that doesn't look too interesting in aqueduct going on here. Now the interesting thing is that the next kind of district is going to be kind of where we're going to have this cathedral, so actually we could have quite a lot of homeless people living underneath the aqueduct and around the aqueduct, have it where it's leaking as well. You know, there's lots of things that we can do with it. Now when I was looking at the angles of this, there wasn't a straight path, so I had to do everything angled. And also thinking about that cathedral, I also had to think corner, which is at an angle. It turned out that they're all just like 2 blocks stepping back, which is interesting, but I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting one of the sides to be, you know, quite a sharp angle like that, and then the other one to be more soft, but it turned out different. What I was able to do though, luckily, was because we were far enough away from the buildings, is actually come in and copy and paste some of those blocks, so that we had the main parts of the blocks, but I had it all in the colour and some details, because when I was looking at it, it just looked too flat. It looked a little bit too boring, even with it being on. And then coming around the sides here as well and adding in some kind of walkway banister castellum when I was doing some research, and I couldn't get any really good pictures of a castellum that was. Of course, you've then got water pressure, which will then push it out. So same with like a inverted, completely huge project. It actually took a lot longer than I was expecting, especially with the arches all being at angles and making sure I could figure out what I want to do with slabs and stairs on each of these parts in the city to then power our industry. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, make sure to comment, like and subscribe. As always guys, I'll see you on the next one.